Hello, today I'm going to share some educational technology tools to support instructional best practices for online learning. There are several steps and considerations in both creating and instructing online courses, such as design, types of media, learning content, student engagement, and communication, just to name a few. They do overlap and impact one another. Authentic and clear communication prepares and informs students how to engage the learning content. And engaged students communicate their learning to their instructors and peers in various formats. For this presentation, I'm going to share 2 educational tools that will support online learning for K-12 students. The first I have selected to demonstrate is EdPuzzle and how it supports student engagement. Second, I will demonstrate how to use Slido, which encourages presenter-attendee communication and interaction. And in this video, I just want to give you a quick orientation from my viewpoint as the instructor. I've pre-recorded this video and I've inserted 2 questions for my students to interact with, one at 40 seconds and one at 2 minutes 40 seconds. Now for the sake of this demonstration, I just inserted questions, but you would actually insert those after the appropriate point in your presentation or in the video for the students to interact. I'm actually going to sign out and then sign back in as a student so you can see how the student interacts with the video that I've posted. Okay, so here is a student who is assigned to my class, and they can see the 3 videos that I have had pre-recorded, so we can see the same video. They'll go to click on it and they can hit play to watch it. Just a quick note, for this video, I've allowed students to speed up the video so that way they can listen to it faster. However, I didn't give them permission to completely skip the video and skip through it as much as they would like. Which is a great tool for younger students. If you want to make sure that they're watching the entire video, you can give them the option to watch it faster so that way they can go to parts that are of interest to them later. But you don't have the opportunity just to skip over the video and say that they did it. So go ahead and hit play. Hello, today I'm going to share some educational technology. I'm actually going to lower the volume of the video just so I can keep on talking. The great thing about inserting questions and checkpoints within recorded videos is that the student knows that a question is coming, so they must be paying attention. And their answers, once the questions pop up, are going to be saved under their profile, and I, as the instructor, have the opportunity to go back through and see how they've answered the questions to see if they're understanding what I've presented in the video. So at 40 seconds, this is the question that popped up. It's a multiple choice question. How does EdPuzzle support student engagement in pre-recorded learning content? And I actually put this question in here for you during the demonstration. So that way we can actually talk about it. It allows students to passively watch videos to complete assignments. Teachers can insert check on learning questions, additional tips, or gather input from students as they interact with their class video. Their answers demonstrate their level of understanding and build connections with their content, and with me. And teachers cannot track what students have submitted, so that's not true. So I'm going to select the correct answer. And that would be saved for me to see that they had the correct answer, and then it's annotated up here that they had the correct answer. All right, we'll continue the video. And I'm actually going to have it fast forward so you can see the next question. This is a great option also for explicit teaching, or when you can also do voiceovers in EdPuzzle. So if someone's watching a content and then you have certain cues that you're teaching those students to interact with that, you can share and continue to build those connections just like you would in a face-to-face classroom, so an in-person classroom. You can do that in an online setting by making yourself present in the video with them, even though in an asynchronous environment you are not together watching this video or going over this learning content. And we're almost here to the second question. All right, so this right here is another type of question. So I can do an open-ended question. What other types of interactions would support student learning. As I mentioned, we can do voiceovers in EdPuzzle. We can do the multiple choice questions, which we already saw. We can do notes, so we can have the student enter in notes with key ideas. There's also audio comments that students can add, so you can give them that option to record if typing isn't something they're proficient at. So for younger students in the K through 12 arena, maybe just recording their voice and answering the questions that way would be easier than typing. And it's all saved to the student's profile. And I can also share comments between students as well. So that's to develop that community that's so difficult to create in an online environment. You can do that even in an asynchronous environment with enhanced or videos with interactions placed in them. All right, and that's my demonstration of EdPuzzle. So the student would continue watching the video, and I, as the instructor, would see their progress here and that they've completed watching the video.
As an instructor, it is difficult to rehearse or troubleshoot how to use Slido because you need an audience to practice. You will see how I have to be my own audience while I explore Slido with you. Here are my references for this presentation. Thanks for watching.
All right, I'm going to sign out. I signed out as a student. I'm signing back in as the instructor. I'm going to go to my class. And I have something new. Somebody's watched something, so I can click on it. And I can see the student name that they've watched it. They had their one attempt, and they last watched it a few minutes ago. And this is the report that I would get for the student. As long as they have the class code to enter in, they can create an account. And that is it for EdPuzzle. So here is Slido. This is our tool that we're going to explore to encourage communication within synchronous instruction. This would work with any sort of online teaching where the participants and the teacher are meeting at the same time, or if you're giving a presentation in the classroom, and it would count as blended learning of K through 12 students. But as long as someone has a device for which to connect with you, whether it's through the website where they would enter the code here, or a cell phone, they can scan a QR code and start answering questions. Whatever age students in your situation that have that capability, this would be a tool that you could use to enhance your instruction to them. I'm going to go ahead to this tab where I've already been signed in, and this is a demo that I've started. I've created an audience Q&A board, which I can open up as I am presenting, and students can type in questions here. So these are some questions that people have just posted as I'm presenting, so I can they're trying to get my prompts without interrupting my talking, or questions can continue to pop up. You can choose to share these with the group or not. This is a test question that I built. It has 3 options so far for answers. I've had 2 people answer, but I'm going to go actually ahead and have a 3rd person answer so you can see how this works. So I'll present this question to my audience. And the screen is here, so here's the QR code for participants to scan, and here's the code for the class. I'm going to copy that and enter through here. I'm a 3rd participant, so I'm going to do another answer. I'm just going to answer C. And now I can see that 2 out of the 3 people have answered C, and 1/3 has answered B. Okay, this is the Q&A board as a participant. I have my question board that I can go ahead and I can ask the teacher, how is that true? I didn't type. Here we go. How is that true? And the teachers will be able to respond either at that moment or at the end of what they're talking about right there. I'll go ahead and minimize this so we can go back to what the instructor sees. And all right, so I can see that 3 people have responded. 67% of my audience has selected C. We'll go ahead and we'll do a third interaction that I've built here. This is a word cloud. So you have your question here, and your audience, your participants can enter the word. We can see how the crowd interacts or their thoughts on that question. When I go into presenter mode, down here, this is the first question that I've posted. I go to next. This is the character quality. Now that's active for all of my participants, and I can show you on this participants page now the poll question just added what character quality. I'm going to enter loyal again. I'm going to see the answer, and loyal is going to be larger because now 67% of the audience has selected that answer. And again, it's just something to keep interaction on the side of the presentation, keep everybody involved, and feel like they are part of the learning process with the instructor. I'm also going to show you how this is interactive with PowerPoint and Google Slides, but I'll use PowerPoint as a demonstration. Okay, so here is our PowerPoint presentation. From the main website on Slido, I can actually download a compatible version of it to my computer, and it integrates itself right here into my PowerPoint presentation. So I go ahead and select it, and I have two options here for exit poll questions. So I have my word cloud, and go ahead and select it. I'm going to add it to my presentation, so I was right in between these slides, and that will be there. And then I can close that and go down here and build and put my Q&A slide right here. So now as I go through my presentation and I show it to the class, my Slido options are part of the presentation. So I would talk, and then I would have my question here. People can join just as they did through the website and answer. I continue on with my presentation, and I have my Q&A board here so I can let the students know, enter all your questions here, and we're going to get to them and go through them at the end of, or at this point in the presentation. We'll answer those questions and then finish up our presentation. So that's just a neat tool, Slido, to just a fun way or an interactive and fresh way to integrate interactions into presentations with larger groups, get kids to use their technology and use it as a tool for learning, and just create, using communication within the class to create community and engage in student learning as well. Here are some still shots of my student engagement slide with EdPuzzle, communication with Slido, and my references. Thanks for watching.